Subject-based bending, what you as parents need to be concerned with. From 2024 onwards, all secondary schools will be offering full subject-based bending. This will affect students who are born from 2011 onwards. Students will be using their PSLE Total Achievement Level scores for posting into secondary school. To start Sec 1, your child will be assigned levels of subjects to take using 3 PSLE scoring bands. For example, if they did well for English, they'll do G3 English. But if they didn't do well for math, they'll do G1 math, and so on. Students will be assigned a form class, and schools will have the autonomy on how they would like to group the students. But the basic guiding principle is not to group them according to their PSLE scores. The situation will be like primary schools nowadays, whereby you will never know if your child is in the best or the worst class, since it is never announced nor officially made known to parents or students. So in a way, yes, labels are removed, but before we go celebrating that the stress of needing to perform at PSLE is finally alleviated, be reminded that it is actually easier to be assigned a higher level right at the start than to be promoted to a higher level. Meaning to say, a student who is assigned a G3 subject need not work very hard to stay in G3. But a child who wants to be promoted from G2 to G3 will need to secure a high enough score in G2 in order to be given a chance to be promoted to G3. I've heard of situations whereby students are missing that 1% and are thus not given a choice to take a subject at the G3 level. By the end of Sec 1, students will be given a choice in deciding if the assigned level of difficulty is suitable for them. They can then choose to change level either from a higher difficulty to a lower difficulty or the other way around. Minister Ong Ye Kung has said in an interview,
"What we are doing today for secondary school is informed by our experience with the review of EM 123 streams in primary school. But for different subjects, I can take different levels, whether it's standard, foundation or high. We are doing a similar effort now for secondary school, but it's far more complicated because there are many more subjects."
Yes, subject-based bending has been practiced in primary schools for a while now. So we can safely refer to situations that is happening in primary schools to forecast what might happen in secondary schools. The current situation in primary schools is that students will be highly recommended to a level the school believes the child should go to. Even though we all want to believe that interests and talents take precedence and our children's welfare comes first, it's not uncommon to hear students being made to take foundation Chinese or foundation math at the primary level, because these kids might pull down the overall PSLE passing grade of the school. Of course, the parents will have the ultimate say in deciding what level the child will take. Reminder for parents, the keyword in this new system is choice, and that parents and students have the final say in deciding what level of the subject they would like to work at. Be sure to act on your power of choice and make the right decisions for your child. Of course, unruly and unreasonable behavior are highly discouraged. By 2027, the cohort who are first to experience full subject-based bending in 2024 will be undergoing the first new national examination instead of the N or O levels offered by Cambridge. Although details of this examination are still not out, a snippet of the exam slip will look something like this. To get a feel of how this new national exam will pan out, we'll be to look at how PSLE has been like since SBB has been implemented for quite some time now at the primary level. Example, the highest AL score children taking foundation Chinese can get at PSLE is 6. This instantly puts them at a disadvantage when applying for secondary schools, because the higher your AL, the less favorable options there seem to be. This is also why many parents still resist the recommendations to place their children in foundation courses because they are clear of the implications for the child upstream. Imagine what will happen if the same system were to be implemented for secondary school. Teenagers with result slips consisting of G1s will be given a higher AL by default, thus being deprived of more favourable options in poly or colleges. Reminder for parents: taking a subject at a lower level may be comfortable for your child, but at the same time, their options upstream will also go thinner. Given this, if you and your child decide to take subjects at a higher level, despite the potential stress of not being able to manage, be sure to reach out for external help. I'm not saying this because I'm running a tuition center, but because there are many different types of learners out there. Some students can excel in a big class, but some really can't. Not because they are less intelligent, but simply because they require a different type of learning environment. Even though news on the new national exam is limited, I can imagine it to be tougher than O-levels. Why? Because difficulty levels of national examinations are set based on current performances of students. Being one of the best performing countries in academic achievements in the world, the difficulty level of our questions will be raised statistically as compared to Cambridge's examinations, whose difficulty levels are balanced out by students from countries which are less academically focused. For more examples on how difficulty levels of examinations are calculated, please refer to this video here. Reminder to parents: without the 10-year series like those for O and N levels, test papers and worksheets from various schools will become very important because MOE shares question banks with schools, and these questions will form a basis on what will be tested during examinations. I hope you benefited from this video. Do share your concerns with me in the comment section and we can have further discussions. Please like, click subscribe and the notification bell to get notifications for more Parenting Nowadays videos.